This game is too realistic, man. There are many little details in this game that make it this good. And the first one is, you leave lines on the pitch when you slide tackle in this game. This was added last year, but you can also create some awesome artwork with this, just like I did for one of my French girls. When you look around the pitch, you'll see a Mexican wave going all around. It looks so sensational to look at 5 different duplicate models standing up one after the other. You'll also have some players warming up on the side of the pitch while you're playing your game. The game takes into account all the players that are about to be substituted in and puts them on the line and then starts warming them up, and sometimes these players even leave the pitch. There is a cinematic in the game where the player picks up the ball and puts the ball in his hand and rotates it and places it down for the corner and even points to his teammates for a set piece. The problem with this cinematic is that we are gonna skip it. There are new ball boy models and ball boy animations where the ball boy sits down and somehow makes the ball appear magically in his hand and throws it back in the game. It is quite realistic and fun to see that they have added this kind of a magic in the game. If you go up close to the ball, you'll see the ball deforming as soon as the ball touches the feet of the player. To be honest, the first time I saw it, I was so excited by this, but now when I see it, This year they've added AI hands to the goalkeepers, a very revolutionary feature, and everybody asked for this feature, and I'm so glad that they finally listened. When the ball actually touches the fingers of the goalkeepers, they move, and the first time I saw this, I moved with the fingers, so I know how good it feels. As soon as the match progresses, you'll see sweat beads coming down players' heads. This kind of detail is really appreciative, only and only if you could launch the game on PC. During a penalty shootout, if you go into the instant replay, you'll see players standing on the midfield looking at their star player, expecting that he doesn't miss it. When you take a really hard shot in this game, due to the force inside the field, the grass particles come out of the ball. They disperse in every direction to add more realism in the game. But everybody says it together with me. We do not give a flipping shit about this until the gameplay is absolute wank. There are new AR hypermotion statistics on the pitch which appear on the pitch even during goal kicks. They even show new offsides. There are statistics for showing players' stamina and even the possession lost and gained during the game while you're playing. These are really exciting to see, but they do get boring after a while, and you have to skip them. There is a goal kick cinematic in the game where your goalkeeper will go behind and ask for the ball. In this cinematic, your goalkeeper will take the ball and put the ball down and take the goal kick in a real TV broadcast way. The problem with this cinematic is that we have to skip it. When you go up close to players' faces in snowy matches or even in regular winter match, you're gonna see their breath coming out of their face. The problem with this detail is that nobody goes up this close, so it's kinda useless. You can lay down behind the wall this year. This was added last year, and the reason it is in the game is to stop the low free kicks. The problem I see here is your opponent won't even take a low free kick if he sees someone behind the wall. So I think this is just there for realism, I guess. The goalposts move when the ball hits them. It's really nice to see that they take details up to this close. So when players are raging online on a goal, they want to make sure it looks realistic. There are some new block animations in the game, especially to the players who have the new block play style. The limbs of the players react to the ball hitting them, and there used to be a similar feature back in FIFA 18 where the ball used to hit your joystick and you would lose the ability to become a father. There's a thing called off-ball humanization in the game. While the match goes on, you'll see players point to each other, ask for the ball, point to the manager, point to the crowd, even clean their nose, adjust their armband, and so many other things that happen off the ball while you're playing the game. The new hair strand system is an upgrade from the previous one. Many more new updates for women models, and even more updates for star-studded players who have new hair profiles in the game. But there is a huge problem. Ter Stegen has the same face since the last 10 years. He has this face since FIFA 13. Let that sink in. Okay, so when you load up a match in the London stadium, you'll see a lot of bubbles around the pitch. This is a tradition that they do generally in real life games. I did not know this feature existed in the game lately, so I just came to know about it. So if you load up a game in West Ham Stadium, you'll get bubbles. Okay, this one you have to see really close. When you shoot the ball really hard, you're gonna see the player's muscles deform. So when they shoot the ball, their hamstrings hamstrings will clutch out and then they'll relax over the period of time. So I like this, that EA add these kind of details in the game. If you look over to the crowd, you're gonna see some stewards and staff members moving up and down the stairs during the game. It's a very minute detail and I like how they have done this. This one is an improvement change. Previously, when you used to play snowy matches, the lines were very difficult to differentiate because of the snow, but now they are orange this year, so it's really nice to see that. Carson Pickett is inside the game. Respect to EA for adding her in the game, and her model is done really well. She was born without a left forearm and she made it to the top flight of US national football, which is really inspiring, and it is really happy to see that we have her in the game with her own unique identity. The next one is the net physics inside the game. You can compare it to the PS4 version and you can see yourselves how bad the net physics were inside the game. But now it's a 3D model that wraps around the ball, simulates and even traps players inside the game. This feature is only available on the career mode side of things, but when you lose really bad in career mode, throughout the game you'll see home fans leave the stadium and the number of the crowd decreases because they're completely disappointed on how bad you are playing. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of new intro cinematics, players coming out of the tunnel, goalkeepers bouncing a ball in the tunnel, players giving interviews to other reporters, inner drone shots, outer drone shots, managers shaking hands, fans banging drums, waving flags, but there is no starting lineup in the game. What? Flippin' FC Mobile has them. If you just boot the ball out of the stadium, you're gonna see a lot of wires there, you're gonna see a medic back, you're gonna see a stretcher, you're gonna see random staff members standing there, you're gonna see even policemen standing there. So it's a lot of great work and detail done by the environment staff at EA. Next one, we're gonna talk about Volta, which is for the people who don't play Volta, which is almost everyone. But in the background, you're gonna see people cycling, people staring at the pitch, people shouting, people going to their own jobs. This is done to make you feel like this Volta pitch is a part of a lively city, and this is why many stadiums inside Volta look awesome. There is a new cinematic on the pitch where the player runs on the side and then falls over the ad board. This cinematic is inside PS4 and PS5 and it is by far the best thing they have added in the game. There are new upper body injuries in the game, and there is also an upgrade of an icon on top of players' heads while they are injured, so the injury system gets a complete upgrade in the game. When you shoot the ball and you go really close, you are gonna notice that the shoelaces of the players are gonna move, which is really clean. I like that. When you cross the ball in and you hold the L2 button, your player is gonna do the new Highlands kick if the ball is above head level. This animation has been picked directly from Highlands' goal against Dortmund, and they even have another animation of Highlands which was picked from his real game against Man United. It's really nice to see and it adds to the realism of the game. Let me show you a thing. Ederson's face is really good. Look at the lines of his hair strands coming off the back. Look at his tattoo detail. Look at his eye color. This is the best face in the game, and I feel like Ederson is looking awesome in this game right now. There is a new animation in the game. It's called the stop ball tackle animation. So if you have the slide tackle plus playstyle, your players will do this stop ball animation where the ball literally stops right there and then, which is done by mostly good players in real life. So Delic, Wan-Bissaka and people like that. During your heavy rain matches, when the ball hits the player's head, the water droplets come out when the header is performed. And I'm happy that EA added something like this, even though we don't really go that close in the game, but yeah. The cloth engine has also changed in the game. This is the new Sapien technology that EA was advertising. This is how it used to look previously and this is how it looks now. It's really minute details and small cloth movements. I don't know how this benefits the gameplay. It definitely increases the graphics of the game and makes the game look more realistic. In the practice arena this year, there is a mechanical robot moving the wall, which I believe was taken from Real Madrid's training ground, who have this kind of robot as well. That's really good to see that EA added that in the game. There are also many animations in the game like the new bicycle kick penalty, and if you want to know more about it, click on the video right here.